Oh, we're waiting on just one more person. See if Ava gets on. If he's gonna wait last minute.
Sure, Rick not making it tonight.
That's one of the things we're gonna talk about.
Uh-oh. Right, wait a minute. This isn't bad news. Anyway. I don't know if the slow turn to the screen was audible, but it happened. Okay, now I can't hear anybody. What?
Nobody's talking. That's why.
Okay, I just saw the green circles and stuff, and I was like, have they all muted? What? I don't. Intranets? Well, you all deafened me, is what you did. Yep.
And there we go.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome. All right. So since everybody who's gonna be here is here, before we start, Art is going to be taking a break. He just has a lot going on. Apparently he helps out with medical stuff. And so with COVID getting worse in certain places, he just doesn't have time to play anymore. He said he will be back when time permits, but outside of that, he's going to be stepping back for a little bit. I was also thinking of moving the game to 2 hours. Would you guys prefer to stay at 3, or how would you want to tackle that?
Technically, I'd be okay with 2, but I do really enjoy 3.
All right.
What's with why the change?
No, I don't want to play later into the night, but starting later in the day would just allow me to spend more time with my wife.
So it would be more like we would be starting at 9?
If that's an hour later in your time, yes.
Oh. Yes.
We would play. So you're East Coast, I take it then.
Yes.
Yeah, so we would play from 9 till 10, basically, instead of 8 till 10.
Oh, so
9 till
11.
Yes, 9 to 11 instead of 8 to 11 currently.
All right, there you go. Sorry.
Math. It's fine. I understand. All right.
But if you prefer 3 hours, how does Ava feel? You're more of a 3 hour, aren't you?
I you know me, I can't get enough of D&D, so
All
but
right.
I'm not going to throw a wrench in it and say that it's not 3 hours, I'm quitting. I mean, that's not happening.
No, it's not that. Philip.
Mm-hmm.
You're a 3 hour person, or would you be just as happy with 2 hours?
I'll be just as happy with 2.
Okay, and then Zilmorn, sorry.
I'm good with 2 hours.
Okay.
Honestly, I probably need to work more on Saturdays, so this actually works really well for me. I'm just very sad that I don't get to hang out with all of you more.
Understandable. I just didn't want to all of a sudden just change things without talking to you guys about it first. So I will think and dwell on things, and before our next session, the day before, I will let you know whether or not we're still going to do 3 hours or do 2. So that's the 2 things out of the way. Art stepped away for a while. He plans to be back when. We've no idea, but his character will be disappearing, and the time may change. But outside of that, outside of that, Does anybody remember what happened last time? Because I looked at my notes and realized I was an idiot and forgot to write nothing or anything. Not to be a double negative there.
So,
Watch your video.
for anybody who wants the recap, there was this thing called YouTube in this other plane. Apparently, it records things. I need to learn how to do that. Give me
Remember
like
very loosely that you guys basically just fought a giant worm that kept disappearing, making people mad.
Yeah, we had a dune encounter. We had a dune encounter.
That was basically it.
Yeah. Also, so yeah, Philip, you will be our main healer for a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys are losing a pretty good healer.
I believe in you, buddy.
Mm. We're all gonna die.
Oh no! You might. This might be a very strongly defensive. This will be interesting. A defensive Philip.
All right. Well, then we will pick off. Last I remember, you guys were sailing out from the worm's home that was just full of all these sinkholes and pits, probably where it had attacked other victims and left their remains buried beneath the sands. And I will say that it was approaching nighttime. Well, then we will pick. What do you all wish to do?
Oh,
Depending
shit.
on the day or time, I'm either manning the helm or someone else's.
I'm pretty certain that I was doing.
Forget
the
that you saw that.
Okay. Oh. So what? So, I saw nothing.
Well, starting because I do recall that you guys were trying to find out where you were, and you looked over. Okay, east. You looked east, and you saw this very flat. I guess from any distance it would be black, but this very flat mountain range, like there wasn't peaks and rises and falls in it.
Oh, right.
And you guys thought that you were probably close to the golden anubis. Let's see, Zilmorn, Ava, if you want to, depends how much you think your character would have seen or studied the map, and Arvio, if you guys want to, just give me straight up, I guess history checks to see if you can recall anything.
I also forgot that we got in touch with Arvio's baby mama, and they're heading towards the left.
Every time we say this word, Arvio dies a little bit more inside.
Okay, so all three of you, as you're sitting there thinking about it, trying to make out where you are, you realize that you are, you're pretty close to where the arm in the desert's supposed to be.
Ooh.
And as you're sitting there looking at this flat mountain range off to the east, you get the feeling that you are looking at the arm. And it sits lower than that. It's about right there.
I look at Zilmorn like, we're avoiding that, yes?
Nope, gun ho, we're going straight to it.
What the? No, we're not. No, we're fucking not.
No. So I'm starting to remember what happened. So Arvio's baby mama was running from bandits, I believe, right? Yeah, and she was heading west. So we were going somewhere over in this location here. So
Indeed.
Depending on where we're at, I would like to kind of angle the boat to go this way, then here, and then head down like that.
I think.
You have a feeling that you're nope. Wrong idea. I have a marker for you guys. I just don't show it to you because
We were somewhere like over
you
here.
don't have GPSs. Yeah, you have a feeling you're in this area based off the stuff you know. You think that if you just make that head straight east like that, you're gonna run into that arm.
Okay, so what
You
we're
will
gonna
either
do
have to
then-
go back up north and cut back around, or continue south if you want to go around it.
We'll go straight south. So we'll basically go like, I don't know, somewhere around here, and then
Tight around the arm.
make it like that.
All right.
I mean,
That will make your trip longer, but you can do that if you wish.
we could do this and do that if we wanted
So-
to.
Yeah, that's
Each
sort
one of
of
these-
what I was thinking.
Each one of these hexes is when you stretch the compass out, it throws it off. But they're about 30 miles each one. So if you stay a couple hexes, you'll be at least like 60 miles from the mountains. So you could cut pretty close, like that red line right there to it, and not get that close to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, we
We'll
could
go ahead and do
definitely
that.
type it.
All right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If we start hearing voices, we're backing off immediately.
Well,
And why
you
are we
know-
avoiding this arm, my friends?
Oh, because it makes you go insane.
You would know, RVO, that you basically have to be like a mile or a half away from it before that starts happening.
That's
You
probably
gotta be
true.
pretty close to it.
That being said, I also know that I was like, well, we don't want to go. Hang on, I'll just say this in character because they've asked me a question. Well, we want to avoid it mostly because it causes you to go insane if you're anywhere near it. But that's more like a mile, 2 miles away from it as it does that. Really, what I'm more worried about is that your shield has a bunch of undead minions guarding the damn thing, and I don't want it, getting in the way.
Okay, so
So
here's a
what-
question for Celtic here. When I was in the air and seeing that, was there dunes up close to the arm, or was it basically like in a flat plain stretched out across the desert?
About probably 10 miles all around the thing. It's just flat.
Okay, so we'll know way ahead of
You-
time on whether we're getting closer or not then.
You've definitely, if you've been making the route that you were previously on even just one time before, you've seen this thing. Like, it's hard to miss from the sky, and seeing that it's just flat all around it. And you would also have seen little tiny dots that kind of go around the whole thing that are separated by some distance.
Okay. Yeah, so as long as we don't go into a flat zone to where we can visibly see the actual arm, we should be fine.
Yeah, all right. Although we should make note of.
Well, we should know when to move. I don't know how to steer this thing very well.
Yes. Well, fantastic time to learn under pressure.
8 days will put you there in that area. So as you guys start to set out on the first leg of the trip, you guys kind of gathering for your switch. You know that Sherbrick was inside of the cabin. You guys are all currently outside, kind of just talking about things, looking at the arm off in the distance. And you hear what sounds like rustling. And as you turn back and look at the cabin, you see flying out from one of the windows just this giant blackbird.
I would like to shoot it.
Wait, why?
Do we see Sherbrick at all on it, or is he the bird?
You don't see Sherbrick on it. If you want to shoot it, go ahead and roll.
As I see Ava taking aim, I'm like, do you often take shots at random animals?
As you say that, the arrow flies, and it flies directly towards it, and all of a sudden it just seems to like kind of just be guided off into a different direction.
Black magic, I tell you.
I wouldn't be shooting to something that's
Really?
a little awkward, right? Really not in the position of doing so.
Yeah. You said black magic and Arvio gives you this really like indignant look, like, really? Black magic. This okay. That's okay. Sure.
So I'm assuming at this point, if we all kind of make a look around, we know that Sherbrick's not here anymore, right?
Well, if you go in, because he was last laying on the bed in the cabin, if you go in there is just feathers scattered all over the bed and on the floor around it. It's just giant black feathers, and they kind of lead towards the window.
Huh.
Looks like our little friend decided to leave.
Yes, looks like he's off on a job to the pretty lady.
Yeah, I guess. I didn't know he can turn into a bird.
How did I? I don't imagine.
Your friend can turn into a bird?
Apparently. But that's really not that big of a deal, honestly. I've heard of people in tune with nature being able to do very similar things. And this seems to be through the power of whatsoever gives him his abilities, which tends to take the form of birds and such.
Does anybody have any magic to communicate with him to find out what's going on?
Oh, absolutely. But I'm going to give it some time, being as, all things considered, he's probably a bird right now. So I'm going to get 25 words of caw, 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 caw. Indeed. He gets it.
All right, and so the rest of you guys just gonna start taking up, steering the ship, going back onto your shifts?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I'm just going to say, just for flavor, that every day he's checking up on Amima and Dimek through sending just to make sure they're okay, because now slavers are after them. So now he's actually kind of concerned. And he's going to spend that night that Sherbert disappears, just send him a quick sending, be like, "Hey Sherbert, is everything all right? You kind of disappeared for a quick second there."
You will get no response back from Sherbert, but you will get. So you guys are going to travel 8 days, which will put you kind of towards the elbow joint of the arm down there. If you anything in particular you want to do during that time?
Not really. I don't have anything I really need to do. I would like to, I guess, if nobody's doing the lookout position while I'm currently somewhat driving, I like to keep a lookout I'm going to be doing the night shift anyways because I got dark vision to a point. I'm just going to kind of keep an eye out for anything that's like light sources that are in a certain direction, just in case if we get swarmed upon by other sailboats.
And Grim, we're still doing the Dex hit, don't get hit training, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Absolutely.
All
Team
right.
bonding.
Shadow boxing.
And Philip, are you going to be doing anything? Philip?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you calling my name.
It's okay.
I'll probably be switching with Zilmore, letting him have some rest since he did give me some basic training on how to operate this. And yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything in mind for my downtime.
Yeah, currently we have 3 people that are capable of driving.
All right, so Philip, you kind of have some dreams as the time goes on. A couple of them, you see your grandfather again, and you guys just kind of hang out chopping wood, and he just kind of seems to give you advice and wisdom and stuff like that in life. A couple of the other dreams you have, you're just kind of wandering through the woods. There seems to be this warmth and just this light, this God rays coming through the trees that just kind of bring you the peace, and you get a feeling that while you're not being talked to directly by some higher power, that something is trying to communicate with you.
And I'm being watched probably all the time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No problem. RVO, as you message, you sometimes will get no message, and other times you will get messages saying that that things, they're still kind of on the run. They're not sure how far behind they are. They've been like living in caves and in really bad places, just trying to stay out of sight. That whoever's pursuing them seems to be hunting them down relentlessly for some reason or another. You will, on your third day, Arvio, as you get up and you start going through your pack, will notice that some stuff in your pack seems to have been shifted around.
Can I determine what it could have possibly been that got shifted around? And I'm checking if anything is missing, because I feel like Arvio, just having grown up in a place where he could immediately get his shit stolen, this is definitely like he's immediately inventorying again.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
And I go to this, and hang on. I have one moment. I need to make a cushion. I'm not even knowing this to GM. I take that 19 for investigation, and I'm adding, so that's a 19 plus 9. That'll be a 28.
Okay. Your pack was sitting where you left it. Your stuff is kind of sitting where it was. As you open and you go through things, you notice stuff that usually like might be on the bottom of your bags on the top. Nothing is missing, and as you kind of look around, there doesn't seem to be any signs that like somebody came in and just stole something or anything. Just seems like your stuff in your pack just got all shifted around.
I'm very suspicious of that. Arvio's first thought is like, did Ava go through my fucking bag? Wait, no. She's kind of weird, but she wouldn't do that, right? I've known her for a week. What Arvio was probably, I was going to actually ask you, what I was going to do next during the week was I was going to kind of like roll an insight check to see if he could kind of get a feel of how everybody was sort of doing on the boat. This insight check is now still going to be used for that, but also to see if anybody's acting weirdly shifty.
Okay, go ahead and give me insight check.
Alright.
So with that, let's see. Phil's kind of usual self. I don't know if he seems more uplifted since he's been having these good dreams. That's
I feel like after those dreams, he would seem a little calmer than usual.
yeah. Grim, anything changed about you over these 8 days?
He seems more relaxed and not so sulky, not being grim. You know what I mean.
All right, Zilmorn.
Those are the two people he was really worried about. Actually, moving on.
Well, Zilmorn's kind of new to you, so he probably seems more or less the same, unless there's any big mood changes that Zilmorn has.
I'm just silently judging everybody.
All right.
He's fine.
And I'm sure you still kind of see Ava, who's standing around kind of watching people. Is there anything, unless I'm wrong in that, Ava, is there anything in particular that you would be doing that might be a change of your character?
She'd actually start to be a little bit more friendly with than Arvio than she has, even though they've been friendly. But she's going to start being even more friendly towards him.
Define friendly. We need to define friendly.
She's just gonna chat you up more.
Oh, neat. This isn't weird. At some point during the week, between
She wants to hear more of your adventures and know more about this family that we're chasing and that sort of thing.
Darcy, give me a minute. I'm gonna roll something.
She's gonna seem to be more interested in knowing more about Arvio.
Fuck. Okay, I mean he's actually. Ooh. The DC was 15, but he's still probably gonna give you snippets because if you start asking about the family, he's like, well, yeah, technically I have a son, and Amima is the mother. We're not technically married, but we're not married at all. There's not even a technicality to it, actually. We're hardly in a relationship. It's actually really poor. But you know, I was sort of on this entire adventure in order to raise money, help get them a better life outside of Torrid. And, you know, then one thing came to another, and then and then I was dragged into hell by a cleric, and then we got out of hell, and then we came back here. So,
Well, Torrid is obviously not a good place to raise a family, so I understand that.
yeah. So
I mean, I have been growing up there myself.
You have been going up to Torrid yourself?
I grew up in Torrid.
I mean, you told me that. You told me that you were. What's the term? You did.
An orphan?
Yes, I'm so sorry. I forgot the word for orphan. Yes. Because I did comment about how you didn't necessarily look like you grew up here, despite things. So what was your childhood like anyway? I mean, I've talked enough about me, but I hardly know anything about you.
You know, growing up on the streets, dodging the guards, stealing scraps for food, and again, watching your friends who weren't so lucky and got caught get killed by the guards because that's the law, regardless of who you are. You just had to learn how to be better.
Wait, you're not telling me you are the only other criminal that is able to make it through Torrid? You must be joshing me.
No, I'm sure there's many that have made it through Torrid, but you know, I watched a few of my friends growing up die.
Yeah, I actually technically I came from a rather large family. Unfortunately, we technically grew up in the slums, and, well, I might as well have been an orphan, to be honest. They all disappeared over the years, mostly because, well, I was the smart one of the bunch, and they were less fortunate. They were definitely more gifted physically than I was, but that doesn't necessarily help you when the law comes down.
That is true.
Yes. So what? Now, do you have? Here's my next question. You are obviously very much against your Silt. Do you happen to know of anybody else who could potentially, I don't know, help us potentially? Well, let's put it bluntly: bring him down.
Well, I had a few benefactors back in the city, but that's why I'm out here. We were trying to stop him, but you know, their skills are more not really. You know, not magical. They just really wanted to take a stand. I have more ability than they did.
Fair. Tell me, do you? And now, in order to defeat an enemy, you must know the enemy and know yourself. So here's the real question. Do you have any idea what your Silt's end goal is at the end of all of this? Because I have some theories, if you'd like to hear.
Rule the world?
Oh.
Subjugate all mankind?
Possibly, but then the next question comes in. In his takeover of the Ivory Sea, why did he only leave Torrid?
Gotta have some place to have a base.
Oh, I'm sure, certainly. But if he had left all of the settlements alive, he would have had a constant, several centers where he could get a constant flow of new bodies for undead. Why only leave one?
Well, why don't you answer the question, since you seem to already know?
Well, I don't already know, but I do have a couple of guesses. I think, from the way that he is acting, with the way that he's kind of dug in, Torrid is a place of power. Of what kind of power it could be, I don't necessarily know. But
so you're saying we should be going back to Torrid to find the source of power and kill it?
I don't think it's that simple. For all we know, the source of power could simply be a place where the weave is relatively strong. Hence, we do not know the nature of it. We might not necessarily be someplace we can kill. It might just be a natural phenomenon. But currently, he has an entire city full of people, which, so far as I've seen, seems to be only growing in population. And say he were to do a very big necromantic spell with the life force of an entire city on a place of power, well, 1 + 1 = 2. Probably not great.
She raises her eyebrow at you and it's like, you wizards are all strange folk.
Strange. But we do have, especially diviners, have a rather unique perspective.
Is Ava eating a carrot while she's talking to Arvio?
Also, speaking
She's
of
eating
which,
nuts.
where did you get where did you get this?
Speaking of, you guys are very happy that the ship had stores in it, because you are now without a cleric who can make food for you, and your rations probably could not have got you 30 days across the desert.
We're going to have to look into that. That may actually be a problem. You might want to ration those out.
She's eating all the carrots. Stop her.
I cast Death Power Word Kill.
Is it loud?
It's a wee bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm eating peanuts and I didn't know it was loud.
Oh no, peanuts. But yeah, honestly, that's my theory. I have no evidence to back that up, only in the way that he is acting. Because the amount of actual care he has for human life seems pretty minimal. Of course, I didn't really look a whole lot into the state of things before he rolled in and I was only a child, because I do know he genuinely believes that his actions are true and just. So...
Don't all dictators?
True. But that does leave room for questions, which is why I'm not particularly comfortable acting on my theory.
All right. And so you guys travel your 8 days, and then you kind of start making that arc that Arvio drew out before, putting you somewhere over in that area. Another 10 days of travel will happen. Is there anything during these 10 days of travel that any of you would like to do? You've encountered things as you've been going. Scorpions, giant scorpions, small things that maybe you guys have steered the ship into and run over and just watched their carcasses behind you as you just leave them in the dust. Nothing's that you've ran into has been threatening. You've definitely ran into a lot of things that probably thankful that you weren't still in a wagon being pulled by camels, or else they would have caused more of a problem. But the 10 days seem to pass without much hindrance or slowing of your travel. Well, the 8 days. You're now going into your 10 days. So anything else that happens during this time?
I have a dumb idea, which has a very slow chance of working. I'm going to try and pull some dumb shit with divination. With the amount of time I've hung out with Sherbrick, would I kind of be able to get a gist of a couple of things? I feel like I have incense. I think I have incense on me. But would I be able to get a sense of what could potentially be a sacrificial offering appropriate to, aka the pretty lady?
You've known his entire character seems to have a fascination with birds. He's never really pointed out all the birds that he's seen, but you probably have seen maybe once or twice his collection of feathers that he has.
Okay, I'm going to go over to Ava. Hey Ava, I have a job for you.
And it is?
Okay, you know how I kind of gave you shit for the wanton slaughter of small creatures?
Who do you need me to kill?
I need you to kill a bird. Or I need you to knock it out of the sky.
Is there any
Oh.
way you can overhear this conversation?
You probably. Go ahead.
Well, if you do that, I'm just gonna say, why don't you just take the feathers that Sherbrick left on his bed?
Well, because it needs to be a sacrificial offering. I need a sacrificial offering, and I can't sacrifice feathers. They're just feathers.
My question is why do you need a sacrificial offering?
Because I'm a diviner, and I've actually been studying, just a little through the wee bit here, a wee bit there. Magics that sort of crossover between wizards and clerics is a spell known as divination, where you can get into contact with a higher being, potentially.
Why not just use an offering?
Because it needs to be appropriate to the god.
Why the bird?
Arvio, I hate to say this, but you do have a nice fluffy giant pillow filled with down feathers. I mean, you could sacrifice that.
He kind of just thinks about that for a second, puts his face in his hands, like, so wait a minute, Ava, I'm gonna back you up 2 seconds. You want me to get into contact with the god by sacrificing a pillow.
It has feathers.
So Tick is a pillow worth at least 25 gold.
No.
Fuck.
Oh, no.
You make a wild bird probably wouldn't really be worth 25 gold either, though.
Okay, then I need multiple birds.
I mean, my question is for you, Arvio, is his god like death? Like, does its domain reside in death?
I don't think it's... Death has such an interesting... It's actually really interesting. There's two different... There's death and there's ones that more guard the underworld and the afterlife, as opposed to causing death. I do believe Sherbrick's goddess was much more about guarding the afterlife as opposed to causing death. So a much more positive force overall.
So, again, why the birds?
Because every time he invoked her power, what her motif would be birds. I honestly just want to see if I can do it, okay?
I mean, you're more than willing to. It's just I just don't quite understand what type of god this is.
It's a goddess that I imagine it. Okay, look, I don't know what kind of goddess this is either. Maybe I'll ask when I'm doing it. I will ask for you, and I will give it back to you. Stop staring at me. Stop being silent.
Well, I'm sorry, Arvio. I as much as I would like to shoot things for you, unfortunately, I am limited on how many crossbow bolts I have, and I think I should save them for things that need to be killed.
Fine, I'll try the flowers. Like, Avio just kind of folds his arms and goes off really indignantly to go and find the feathers that Shepard left behind. Like, if you won't support my random magical experimentation, then don't talk to me.
I'll kind of go as Arvio is walking away. I'll turn to Ava and be like, how would he get the birds on the boat? We would have to stop it, pick them up, and then continue. It's just a waste of time when he knows that his better half is in danger. It makes no sense to me.
Out of character.
I just shrug at you, and like, I really don't understand him.
What was your out of character review?
out of character, he was more having faith in Ava's ability to just like trick shot a bird and have it land on the deck.
Don't think that's how it works.
I could dream. This is fantasy. With the high enough roll, a lot of shit is possible.
You want to give me a Arcana or a religion check?
Which is higher? Let me check. Oh, they're both the same because he's technically not proficient in Arcana.
So, as you kind of think about it, you're like, you don't necessarily need a sacrificial offering that's worth 25 gold pieces, as long as the incense and sacrificial offering together are worth that much.
Yeah, I read that after I said it.
So you kind of make out if you probably have 25 gold pieces of incense and something that's appropriate, it might still work. Though having never done it, you're not 100% sure.
Okay, so I'm just going to...
So if I see that he's starting to prepare this, I'm going to disappear into the cabin for a second.
I'm
like literally like
in the cabin too.
Oh well, I'm going to try to disappear from everybody's sight for about 30 seconds, and then I'm going to come back wearing the exact garb that exact looking garb. Obviously it fits me, not Sherbrick, but I'm going to be in the clothes that he was wearing.
Let me do a roll.
I hope this will help, Arvio.
I look over. What kind of clothes are you wearing right now? Then what kind of clothes did you switch into?
I don't know, that loose white shirt and blue shorts that he wears.
Oh, okay, that's what you. He just kind of looks at you like, what? Like he just looks at you wearing Sherbrick's clothes and looks really confused. Like, where did you get that one in the middle of the desert?
Oh, I have my ways.
He just kind of gives you a sideways look. His arms are filled with feathers right now, by the way, if you want a picture. It's like, okay, neat. And just kind of like opens the door with a hoof and then goes inside the cabin.
All right.
I guess during one of those days or any time I got off, I'm going to still try mapping out like the location roughly where I crash landed, and then the direction that we're basically heading the best I can.
Okay.
Okay, I have shit. I have very expensive incense. Now I just have to think about what I'm going to ask, because maybe I should ask her for. I want to know who she is, but also considering that she kind of took away our most reliable food source. I wonder if I could ask her where to find food.
Wow.
Unlimited power, really petty use. Okay, let's see. Your magic and an offering put you in contact with a god or a god's servant, so you ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. A DM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. If you cast the spell 2 or more times before finishing your next long rest, there is a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after first that you get a random reading. The DM makes this roll in secret. Okay. So I'm just taking these, I'm just sort of laying the incense out in a circle in the cabin, just kind of spreading around the feathers. This is definitely like the first time he's done this spell. I'm not entirely sure how this is supposed to work. And when he kind of feels the magic surge, he just kind of starts talking like, okay, totally not sure if this is going to work, but I do believe Sherbrick called you the pretty lady. My natural inclination is to ask you who you are, but I do believe maybe a better question is, considering that we're about to take you kind of I'm assuming it was you. You did take away our most reliable healer and source of food. I'm sure it was for something important. But all things considered, is there any way you could point us, maybe, in a faster direction to Umaima? Because I don't really know where she is, and we really do need to save up on food due to Sherbrooke probably taking care of something for you.
All right. So as you do this, lighting the incense, which you can remove 25 gold pieces worth,
Right.
and also having to sacrifice the feathers, so you kind of light those as well. The whole room just kind of starting to fill with the smoke, even with the windows. You see on the table kind of a map flutter, and you stand up and you walk towards it, knowing that this is the map that Zilmorn is kind of using to keep track of stuff. Has all kind of markings from the desert on it, and as you're standing there looking at it, you kind of hear a little chirp, and you look up and you see in the window this little tiny bird that's kind of just sitting there turning its head from side to side, and it flutters over and lands on the table, and it kind of walks around a bit, and then towards the wedge here, the Arya Solmu, it starts pecking kind of at the very tip of the wedge, and it kind of just looks up at you and turns its head to the side, and then turns and flies out the window again.
Can I give it a pet on its head before it leaves?
Sure, as it's kind of just looking at you, you can give it a little pet.
Pat, pat, and it flies away. And I'm going to make an X, like, right. Hang on, wrong thing. Like right here. And I'm feeling very jazzed because I just cast a level 4 spell for the first time. He just kind of like waves. He just kind of like opens the door. The smoke like billows out. And he just says, I talked to a goddess! What's up? Also, I know where we need to go. I have an X on a map. And I'm gonna go up to Zilhorn.
What?
Zilhorn. I know. I talked.
You drew on my map?
It's a tiny X. Prestidigitation will take it right out. But this is where we need to go.
Zilmorn's a little mad. He's a little fuming.
Look, and I cast. Hang on, can I even cast that spell? I cast Prestidigitation and the X disappears. See? And then I draw it right back in. Anyway.
One of his eyes twitches ever so slightly. Do I want to hit him? Let's find out.
You can't if you want. You can't if you want.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. Was that your will save?
Yeah. It was below a 10. I was totally gonna punch you in the face.
Currently, you're just in a...
You still mad?
Right. Philip, what
Yep.
are you gonna do over the 10 days?
For the half of the time, I assume if Zilmor would be happy about it, I would look around and do some maintenance with the boat, see if everything is sturdy, and if any of the stuff we drove over made any mess.
There's definitely Zilmorn, you would know of after the worm attack, when you examined it, you saw that there was like some integral damage to it, but whether or not the worm caused it, you didn't know. So if you guys want to kind of work on repairing that stuff, as far as the things you drive over, they definitely leave marks, usually gore, but they don't really seem to damage the ship.
I'll yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna start using, because I have the mending cantrip. If I can somehow use that in a way to patch up certain, like put a wood, try to mend it. No, that doesn't work. Any small
you can mend
damages
the
I'll
work
use.
that's there.
Yeah, That's what I'll do.
Yeah, it will take you a while, but you can definitely over the course of time get this so it's more dependable. I mean, it's doing you guys just fine now, but you know, a large attack might tear it open. But
Yeah.
if you want to patch it up so it's more sturdy, definitely
Yeah.
can do that.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely do that. I totally forgot about the damage below the deck.
And I'll help you out as much as I can with like holding up the planks and whatnot, whatever you need.
All right. And Grim,
Grim will just be trying to just work around, like even after helping Arvio, just shadow boxing by himself, just trying to just alone time.
Summon your echo.
Yeah.
Shadow box with your echo.
Yep.
there you go. Literally shadow box.
He's perfecting the Depsy roll.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ava, other than the little help you did with Arvio, anything else you do?
Not really. Just keeping my eyes out still, watching everybody and watching the horizon.
All right, and Arvio, I'm assuming that I'm gonna say you did the whole divination thing kind of the first day into these next 10 days. The rest of the time as you go, are you going to be talking, sending, or using your sending? Is that what it's called?
Absolutely.
Okay. You will get back. Again, that kind of just seems like they're moving around a lot, being pursued for some reason. Eventually, you are told that your son, and the group have taken up in a town of Morbin that is at the peak of the wedge of the Aria Solmo. And you mentioned this to anybody?
Technically, yes. Let me actually
You
roll
mentioned it.
a D. Who would be closest to me at the time? Because I haven't talked to Philip, and I want to give him some time. Okay. I haven't talked to Philip in a while. Shit. Grim is the one closest to me.
Do you at some point mention it to Zilmorn?
Yeah. I basically go up to Zilmore and says, "Hey, you know that place in the map that I said they would be?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just arrived. Just so you know. Even though this is totally pointless and you don't care."
I'm assuming I've seen some sort of settlement in the air.
You wouldn't actually know of that place.
Oh, I have not gone that far south. You're correct. So I wouldn't know. I just know there's.
Well, have you been to the tower there before, or is this your first time making the trip?
I would
Did
say
you-
it would be my first time making this trip.
Okay,
That
then
far
you would not know
south.
of it.
Yeah.
We said it was morbid, right?
Morbin.
Morbin.
Yes.
Got it. So yeah, it's in They just arrived in Morbin. I don't know if you know exactly where that is, but they're there. It's right at the peak where I put the X. You know, your favorite part of that map.
His eyes like twitching as you're talking to him.
And she tells you it's a decent sized settlement of sandstone buildings, adobe buildings. And then there's kind of like a little ravine waterway that runs through, or that's near it, where people get their water from.
Yeah. Apparently, there's like this little settlement there. It's got actually some sort of water. Would she have said it's like some sort of oasis, maybe?
She would have told you it's like a ravine where the water cuts through the ground and it travels on for a while, and it's kind of like tucked in a little pocket next to the mountains.
Yeah, it's apparently like tucked into a little pocket right next to the mountains. We could actually probably restock on food there too.
Just silent. He's still mad about his map.
I walk over to the map and I use prestidigitation to remove the X.
But you'll notice by now, I personally put an X on the map now at this point.
And I just sort of like look at it and I just put my hands out like, are you serious? Are you serious? Why are you mad? You did it yourself now.
Don't touch my map.
All right, so you all continue for another 10 days as you go about your tasks. And
RVO just makes Zilmor's fucking blood pressure rise.
I need from everybody to go ahead and give me a perception check.
I'll give
Check.
somebody a flash of genius if I can.
Oh, sorry.
Grim, you will have a flash of genius. Oh, let me check. Let me check on this though.
I was gonna say, what's that mean? Advantage.
No, on ability checks you can add my my intelligence modifier, so you add 4 to your check.
So 23.
You got 23. All right. So the rest of you are kind of just going about other things. We will say it's going on tonight as you guys are changing your shifts. You kind of hang out in between the change, talking and do things a little bit. That's the time where all you guys can, role play together. Being out in the desert on a boat, on a sand skiff, is oddly a lot like being on the ship at sea. You have the sand dunes, but you can't see like mountain ranges or anything past them. At this point, you guys can't even see the arm anymore. And you're just up and down and then flatness for a while and then back up and down. And not a lot to see out here. And you guys are becoming very bored, very, very cabin feverish. And some reason you're all unaware except for Grim, who kind of turns and notices a giant wall that goes from the ground up into the sky and kind of arcs a bit, and you can see it's just kind of like brown and black, and every occasionally there's a strike of light going across it that looks like a lightning bolt, and you realize that this, whatever this event is, it's about 4 minutes away and heading directly towards you guys. And you see this thing stretches for miles, like hundreds of miles in both directions. You guys are going to be engulfed by it within about 4 minutes or so. What do you wish to do?
Guys, I'd just be trying to warn everyone pretty loudly. Like, in front of us, lights. It's huge.
I look over. Does this look like a sandstorm? What?
Indeed, as you look over what he's pointing at, you kind of see this off in the distance heading your direction.
I go, ooh.
Yeah.
Drop
And
it. Yeah, let's drop.
Yeah, you see occasionally just strikes of lightning just going across it.
So, yeah, seeing that, I'm going to rush to the actual front of the boat and saying, we're going to stop because this is going to be pretty bad. And then I'm going to
help him stop.
Yeah, bring up the sail, tie it down, anchor it, and then tell everybody to probably get inside, below deck maybe.
I'm running in and I'm closing the windows.
All right. What is Ava doing?
Ava is going to lash herself to the mast.
Alrighty.
Okay.
And Philip?
I'll help anchor the ship. Make sure it's steady in one place.
All right. You guys don't necessarily, being that you're on land, you kind of just come to a stop on this thing.
Yeah, I would probably tell Philip to take anything that's like a barrel or any loose debris and put it below deck.
I'll do that then.
All right. So everybody, aside from Ava, kind of dashes inside, taking what they can, storing it away.
I'm going to kind of close the actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to start closing the window, and then I look out at Ava, who is tying herself to the mast. I'm like, woman, what are you doing?
I'm not going to fly away.
Then get below deck or inside.
Leave Lieutenant Dan out there. We're good.
No, she's... Ava, get inside. You're going to kill yourself.
I will stay out here.
Okay, your funeral. I'm going to just close the door.
Right. So you have the underneath That's underneath the cabin, the hidden trap door, and then there's the cargo area up front that's also goes underneath, and they're divided by that wall. Are those of you hiding underneath, you gonna be in the cargo area, or are you gonna go in the cabin and go down?
I'll stay in cabin.
Okay, and then everybody else is in the cabin except Ava?
Yeah, I agree.
Very, very quickly, that 4 minutes pass as you guys are getting ready, and as this thing gets closer, you can just hear the roaring, ripping wind, and occasionally you hear the boom from the lightning that just arcs across. And soon you are all engulfed in this. And Ava, you're going to take 3 points of damage as just grains of sand lash against any exposed skin, just cutting into you. The rest,
Well, I
Go ahead.
will then wave my hand over myself, and my armor will now be full desert garb.
Alrighty. The rest of you, as this thing all of a sudden just engulfs you, you can kind of feel the ship moving a little bit, being pushed, and you can definitely just hear what sounds like, I guess, sand, tons and tons of sand just nailing the side of the ship. But inside, with the doors closed, the windows closed, nothing happens to you guys. As you are going, okay, so at first, like 30 minutes pass. You guys are inside, nothing happens.
I'm actually going to take this time. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you.
No, go ahead.
But to kind of like to know the Philip, just say, so you seem to be much more yourself over the last couple of days.
Let's just say Sleeper has been helping me quite a lot.
Well, shit, if a proper sleep schedule is all you needed, I would have just recommended some chamomile.
Well, let's just say sleep on its own wasn't medicine itself. It's what happened during the sleep. But yeah, I feel much more calm in mind and more directed on what's ahead. I'm trying not to be distracted.
Fair enough, fair enough. But how are you feeling about Showbrick? And I think I'm the only one you talk to, but
Honestly, I'm honestly still torn apart by Lex's disappearance, and I'm trying to settle my mind on the fact that now Shubrik is gone, and I'm trying, as I said, I'm trying to keep my mind focused on what's ahead of us and trying not to be distracted by those things. Even though it deeply saddens me that more and more great people that we happen to meet disappearing.
Yeah, the only difference is that I don't think that they're gone forever. I do believe Shipwreck. I have a feeling Shipwreck's going to be back. Maybe it would do you best to get to know maybe Ava and Zilmon a little better.
Looking outside of the window at the storm, I'm not so sure this is the right moment for those sort of things.
We're all in a confined space. And like we can awkwardly talk to one another, and there's no way you can get out of the conversation.
Philip looks outside at Ava, being completely drowned with sand. Yes.
And he was like, "Oh," and Arby was like, "Oh right, she did tie herself to the post."
Mm-hmm.
How is she doing? Like 30 minutes.
She seems to be alive.
Huh. Interesting. Anybody want to play card games?
You guys are you're kind of sitting here for a couple hours, and at one point you guys have this conversation. Ava, you're just being battered by things. Those of you inside just hearing the wind howling by, the ship kind of seems to be shaking a bit. Nothing alarming happens in that regard. You just tell that the ship's like kind of getting shifted around a little bit. You can definitely hear the booms that are much louder and deafening now from the lightning. And during which, at one point during these 2 hours that go by, Ava, you all of a sudden start to hear crackling in the air, start to feel your hair kind of stand up as a bolt just explodes in the area, and it will deal to you 8 electro damage.
All right.
Should we go and help her?
Well, I don't really want to go out there, and I did tell her that it would be kind of dumb if she went out in the storm, but she didn't really listen to me. Payne's an excellent teacher.
As you are, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm pretty happy I'm not flying right now.
Hey, same.
This has been 2 hours that pass. Another hour kind of passes. Nothing happens to you, Ava. Definitely you're in the midst of this. What's going on, though? The rest of you kind of just hang out and talking. But after the next 2 hours that pass, you all of a sudden notice that there seems to be forms appearing, and they kind of are making their way towards you from the edge of the ship. And with that, let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Nice.
This is no bueno.
Oh, whoops.
I didn't select my token first. Sorry.
I did it twice.
It's fine. You can edit your numbers in there if you need to. This is going to symbolize, if I can find a good one here, the web symbolizes that you are currently tied. Man, I'm rolling low on my D20 tonight. Had that somewhere, now it's gone. Oh, there it is. Okay. So they get 10 to theirs. Everybody's rolled and has their numbers adjusted, correct?
Yep,
could
mine's
you
good.
edit the list?
List is on there.
Oh yeah. I'll just roll again and add my original one then.
Yeah.
I added you to it. What's your number?
Oh, it was 20.
20? All right.
Thank you.
All right. See, they're not trying to be stealthy about this, so I will not give them a surprise turn. They just kind of appear. You yell anything out, Ava? Because otherwise I will assume the rest of the group does not know.
Yeah, I'm going to yell that the ship is under attack.
Do we hear it over the sandstorm?
Go ahead and give me perception checks, all of you. Over the roaring wind and the booming. Yeah, you hear it, Arvio.
Ah, shit.
So, Arvio, you hear a yell outside. If you wish to tell the rest of the group before combat starts, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna look over. I'm probably going to see the jackal-looking dudes outside and be like, guys, we have sand phantoms. Apparently, we should probably take care of that.
All right. You guys do remember fighting these in the temple, so you've seen these things before. If that gives you a clue at what they do. Philip, it is your turn.
Okay. So the storm is still raging outside, yeah?
Correct. It's pretty nasty.
Yeah, great. Okay, 5, 10, okay. I'm gonna open the door. And get in here and try to cut Ava loose.
All right. Go ahead. do your attack roll. Doesn't matter if you
Yeah,
hit.
I
I
mean.
just need to see how much damage you do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll use this. 7 plus 4.
7. Yeah, you definitely slice through it. Then, Ava, you are no longer tied to the mast. You guys are being pushed by the wind, but it does not like send you flying off the ship or anything. But you're definitely having to lean against it to stay standing.
Oh, and I do use my command word as a bonus action before cutting her loose. Sorry.
All right, you will stepping out. You will take 2 points of damage, Philip.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, and your command word. What are you commanding?
It was blaze. Just
okay.
for my sword to light up.
Gotcha. All right. And do you do anything else, or?
No, that's it. I'll just stand by Ava.
Okay, then Ava, it is your turn.
Ava is going to pull out one of her daggers. She is going to use her bonus action on this guy. He needs to roll a deception. And if he doesn't beat that, she is going to...
What is the stat for deception? Charisma?
Yes.
He does not beat it.
So I stab him, and... You gotta be kidding me. I do really bad sneak attack damage. Do 15 damage to him.
All right, and is there anything else you do?
No, I used my action and my bonus action, so...
All right. I mean, you could still run away, but with that, it is your turn, Grim. All of a sudden,
Alright.
you start hearing this yelling. You see Philip dash out, and Ava.
And you left the door open, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I did.
Doors just as soon as you guys go to open the door, it gets slammed open.
Alright, well, I'm gonna manifest my echo. Whoa. I'm gonna move next to the door here
Where you
first.
put your echo?
I'm gonna move here first, then move my echo. Right there. And I'm going to take out my sword and shield and.
So as soon as your echo heads out, the sand being whipped by the wind will deal 2 points of damage to it.
Alright, then it goes away.
Alrighty.
Then noticing that, it's like, well, that didn't go as planned.
Wait a minute, that's the thing that can beat your echo? I didn't know it would be the weather.
I don't say anything. Okay, then... I'll just get up here and attempt to swing at this creature here.
Alright, give me a second. Actually, go ahead, make your swing. Trying to look something up. Because I just remembered 22 will hit.
I'm gonna hit it again.
Okay. 13, so you deal 9 to it. 13 just hits it. So total of 18 damage.
That is my turn.
Alright, Arvio.
I have a plan. Hang on, I have to remap everything. I'm going to sort of get right to the doorway so that I can avoid the sandstorm.
Alright, do I take damage?
Yes, you would. You will take 1 point of damage.
And I am going to, from this point here, where you can kind of see my arrow, I'm going to cast Ice Storm.
Okay.
That'll be 20 feet radius. So Philip is going to find himself right at the edge of this. It's probably going to hit this one, this one. It's probably just going to hit these three, really.
Okay.
And I think I'm just actually going to post this. Oh shoot. Yeah, that's a dexterity save.
All
Let's see
right.
if they
Well,
make it on their
they
turn.
totally fell.
Oh, they
It
failed.
happens on their turn.
I'm checking. Each creature in the each creature in the cylinder must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 2d8 bludgeoning damage and 4d6 cold damage on a failed save, or half as much as a successful one.
I think it's immediate.
Wait, I guess it is immediate, but it does stay. So I don't know when they're going to roll their next damage. Is the thing, which is getting me. Whether it's at the start of their turn or mine. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Because we're kind of right next to each other, aren't we? Oh.
Storm. Yep, go ahead. Yeah, so in end of your next turn, it probably goes away.
Oh, well, worth.
So I would say it does the damage, and then it makes the difficult terrain until the end of your next turn.
Cool. So
But they definitely get slammed by it, though.
Okay, and I back up.
Alrighty. There's no blood about them, but you guys can definitely tell that these creatures who are made out of sand are very, very wounded. These three up here, Philip, you kind of just on like right next to you, all of a sudden this ice just starts slamming down onto the ship, but does not do anything to you.
Mm-hmm.
With that being your turn, you're gonna hear in unison with these very, very like rough voices. They're gonna say, "Give back what is not yours," and they move to attack.
I will be right back. I need to go do something real quick. Sorry.
No problem. So you're going to get on you 3 different attacks. They're attacking twice each. Ava.
Okay.
So 1 will hit, and it is going to deal to you 7 slashing damage. Those will both miss. That one will hit. So you will take another 6 points of slashing damage. One is
I will
going to
react
go ahead
and cut that one in half. So I will take a total of 10.
All right. So one is going to swing onto you, Philip.
All right.
Your AC is like 19, right?
19, yeah.
Okay, so one of those just hits you.
Okay.
And it is going to deal to you 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
Actually, no, you're going to have 2 swing at you. This guy. So this guy down here just swung at you, but this one up here is also going to swing at you.
Okay.
He will swing twice, and both of those will miss.
All right.
And then you are going to get 3 attacks onto you, Grim. Oh,
All
19, natural 19, so that's going to hit you. So you will take 8 slashing damage from one. That one misses both of its attacks. That one hits only one of its attacks. So you will take another 8 points of slashing damage as these things just swarm on you after telling you to give back what is not yours. And that is their turn. Zilmorn, what do you wish to do?
Did they disappear or stay there?
They're staying there.
Okay. I'm going to cast... I'll actually go forward a little bit. So I'll go here. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire here. In a 20-foot cube, I need everybody, including my allies, to make a dexterity saving throw. And as a reaction, I'm going to use Flash of Genius on Philip.
All right.
Okay, well, doing your saving throws, you will all get disadvantage on this.
Mm, everyone who is within 10 feet of me will get +2 to the saving throws.
So mine's 11.
15.
Disadvantage +2.
You said that was 20-foot cube from that guy?
It's 21. Oh no,
So
it's 15 +2 is 17.
You even need to make a save, Zilmar.
I'll do it.
Arvio, you're out of there.
Yeah.
So 20 that way doesn't matter. 20 that way, that guy's going to be... No, so everybody, yeah. All right, I'm just going to roll once for all their saving throws. Well, they all got a 2.
Yep, 15. So whoever failed, including me, you have that's really bad though. You have advantage on their attacks, and anything that I see that's attacking, I think, double check, falls in the duration of effect, affects a creature shed dim light. Any attack rolls against the affected creature or object has advantage. If the attacker can see it, the creature has yeah, you can see it, and it's affected for creature, object, beneficial, being invisible.
Ava, you failed yours?
Yeah.
Yep.
And Philip, you just made it. And Graham, you passed yours, but Zilmorn failed. Alright, so everybody's affected, and do they take damage from it?
Nope. It's a concentration for me, and you guys have advantage on the attacks, but Ava, they have advantage against you.
And Grim.
I thought Grim made it though, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
did.
he did.
My bad. Alrighty.
Bonus action, I'm going to use my enhanced armor ability to give me +6 temporary HP. Which I gotta make sure that's the correct hit. Yeah, defensive shield.
So you guys watch as all of a sudden this giant beam just kind of appears out of nowhere. Looks very odd with all this sand flying around. The sand's not so dense that you guys can't see things, but it's definitely noticeable. And that's the end of your turn after you cast that?
Yeah.
Okay, Philip.
Alright, so I'll be casting this. And then make first swing on this guy and see how he reacts. 14.
14 hits.
Alright, so that's 14 plus 2d6. Oh shit.
It's plus the 6, plus the 7, plus 3 and 6, or plus the 9. Not the 14 plus. Oh no, you're right. No.
Yeah,
it's 13 plus 9.
Mm-hmm. And now he has to make a strength saving throw.
All right.
It's 13.
Okay.
Okay.
Away from you and knocked prone. So
Yeah.
5, 10. So that thing gets slammed back into the railing and flips over it and falls down to the ground, disappearing from your line of sight.
And on my second attack, I'll just turn around and hit this guy with 14 again. That's 19.
No, 19 would hit?
Yeah. Oh, no, I mean, then it's 19 damage.
Oh, 19 damage. Oh,
Yep.
got ya.
And that's all for me.
So that guy there, you watch as you cut into him with this flaming blade. It just kind of dissipates in the sand and just flies with the rest of the sand. It kind of like slams into you at first, blinding you a little bit, and you rub your eyes out, and all of a sudden it's gone. It's not there anymore. You think that you probably cut it down.
Very well. That's it for me.
Okay, Ava, it is your turn.
This guy here again.
All
I
right,
am
go for
going
it.
to swing at him with my dagger.
You get advantage.
Sorry, I could get advantage. There we go.
17 will hit.
For 13 damage, and then with my bonus action, I am going to disengage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to join Arvio in here.
You just like
And
run
with
in
my,
and pop right
with
next
my
to Ben.
with my free action, I put my dagger away.
All right, Arbio, you just all of a sudden see Ava just come sprinting in there.
Oh, hey, what's up?
That's your turn, you said?
Yep.
Then Grim, it is your turn.
I'm gonna be bonus action raging, and when you
Alrighty.
hear me raging, it's just like this bellow roar come out of me that no one's probably ever heard before.
Be angry.
Because most of my rages have been silent, besides today.
Speaking of bellowing roars, when Philip would have used his spell, you guys would have all heard it, but it would have sounded like everything else that's been going on in this storm. But you guys know it came from him.
Yep.
But go ahead with your attacks there. What will hit?
The same one I've been hitting. The one right above me.
Right in front of you, that guy?
Yep.
Alright. 9 damage. It is now in its weakened state.
And I'll swing again.
Thank you. Go for it. Actually, that would have been 11 damage with your rage, huh?
I put rage. It's already added there on top of the 7.
Okay. Alright, never mind. Swing again, 24 hits, and you deal 12 damage to it. I do not know why that did that. Okay. Alright, this thing it's still held together. It's made from sand, but it's definitely kind of like shifting and chunks of it are missing. And you have a feeling that it is very, very weakened by what you just did.
I'm going to action surge and hit it again.
Alright, go for it.
Ooh.
12 will miss. Seemed to have been ready that time.
I'm going to swing at it one more time.
Yep. 24 hits. Alright, and just like with Philip, as you cut through it, what is barely standing there to begin with, it just... Sorry, choked on my own spit.
It's all good.
It just turns into a ball of sand that just kind of slams into you and dissipates into the rest of the sand flying around.
Then I will move right here.
Alright, well, that guy is actually the token on the roll sheet, so I will add him to the wrong layer. There it is, it's back. I'm just going to move him off over here since he's the one representing the turn. Arvio, it is your turn.
Excuse me for 1 moment. I start shuffling the deck. I pull out the Ace of Swords. And it's like, oh, this is perfect. And I cast, right before Grim gets into position, several magic missiles fly from behind you and hit this one. So let me roll for this. Because believe it or not, this is the first time I've actually cast Magic Missile in 5e. I usually don't use it. So that's 1. That's
All right.
2. That's 3. So 9. I guess that's 9 damage. It's a little disappointing, but okay. Because that's a 4, a 1, and a 1. Alright. All on this one. So it just has 3, like, ethereal swords just shoved into it.
As you see them slamming into it, chunks of sand are like just getting blown off into the wind, and it is now loosely held together. Not too much unlike the one that Grim just killed. So you definitely did damage to it.
Damn it. Oh, well. Back up again.
All right. This one down here, even though none of you see it, just turns into sand. Melds into the ground. These ones up here. Gonna push forward. So you are going to have 2 attack you.
All right.
Philip. So they get normal. It doesn't give them disadvantage, correct?
Let me double check just to make sure, because I thought it did at one point. Here, I'll post it.
Fairy Fire does not give
No,
them disadvantage.
it's only advantage for us. So yeah.
All right. So those 3 all swing, and only one of them hits you.
So
Alright.
which does that one hit him?
No, that one missed. This one down here missed, and this one hit for 9 damage.
Okay.
All right.
And then I'll start with this guy first. He will hit you with one of his attacks, dealing 9 damage to you. And then the second guy will attack, and that is going to definitely hit. And he will deal 9 points of damage to you.
So both of those halved? Because I'm raging.
Halved, so they'll just deal 4.
Alright, so 8 damage in total.
And they say out again in their very harsh voice to give back what is not yours. Zilmorn, it is your turn.
Alrighty. Taking a note from Arvio, I'm gonna send 2 magic missiles to this guy here and 1 to here.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So the first 2,
Okay.
7. Our last one is 3.
All right. As this one slams into what's left, it just turns into dust and will disappear. And then this one,
I think that's
you
it.
you guys get the sense that you are killing them. It's just that since they're made from sand, they turn back in the dust.
I guess as a free action, bonus action or something, I would say if anything gets any worse, we probably should return the stuff that we stole. And that's it.
I will look puzzled at him because I don't have any of it.
All right. Well, you definitely destroyed the one, took a chunk out of the other one. And Philip, it is your turn.
Yeah. I'll turn my attention to the guy who actually managed to scratch me and try to get rid of him with 14 to hit.
14 hits.
16.
Oh, you cut into him and turn him into a pile of sand as well.
And with my second attack, I'll attack this guy just in front. 22.
22 definitely hits.
That's 18.
18. This one having not been touched before.
Mm-hmm.
Still standing after that attack, and it is not bloodied.
That's all right. No bonus actions. That's all.
Alrighty. Then with that, Ava, it is your turn.
I will pull out my dual crossbow, my hand crossbows. Look at this guy and let one loose.
23 hits. Alright. Dealing quite a bit of damage. It is bloodied, but still standing.
With my bonus action, I will shoot again with needles.
Alright, same one. 22 hits.
Doing 10 damage to him.
Alright. He is definitely at this point a little wobbly on his legs, but still standing.
And then I move back.
Okay, Grim, it is your turn.
Grim will attack the one that's above him again.
Alright.
Seeing he can finally end him.
20 hits. 12 damage exactly turns it into dust as you cut it down.
Then I turn around, then swing for the one right next to Philip.
Okay, Go for it. Definitely hits. It is bloodied, but still standing.
And I will move. Wait, let's see. Yeah.
Alright. You just stay there?
I'm going to take an opportunity attack and move here.
Opportunity attack you will get, but it missed.
Alright.
You run around, position yourself over there. RVO, it is your turn.
Okay. Now that most of the danger is gone, I'm going to attempt to do something that I'm going to attempt to enact the lessons that Grim has been attempting to teach you over these last, 2 weeks? I'm going to use a bonus action to use Flame Blade as a curved scimitar of fire materializes in my hand, and I'm going to kind of rush forward, and I'm going to stab this one right next to Philip.
Alright, go for it.
I'm going to do it. Bah!
And misses. Looks
No!
pretty cool, though.
Well, it's at advantage, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
does
you
it?
have advantage.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Okay, one moment.
You'll
Never mind.
you'll take 1 point of damage too as the sand starts tearing into you.
The flame baldy.
I just kind of miss, and I'm like, and I think Grim and Phil just here. Ah, shit.
Yep. If I could face palm right now, I'd be face palming.
I tried. I'm trying.
Retreat.
Go ahead, that's my turn.
All right. These two who are standing here seem very badly wounded from when they first showed up, and they just kind of growl at you guys and say, "You are thieves," and they will disengage, and they will run and jump over the sides. As soon as they hit the sand, they disappear into it.
I scared the shit out of them. It was all me.
Well, I can still try to hit one of them with my sentinel feet. So I'll hit the one that was closest to me on the bottom.
Okay, go ahead.
Nope.
Oh, 10 misses. All right, so with that, they kind of jumped over the one that was shoved earlier by you. Philip has not returned either. And you guys kind of stand with the wind just whipping around you, the sand hitting you, tearing into you.
Let's get inside.
Nothing seems to be happening or coming back. So yeah, you guys head back inside.
Yep. And Arvio, what the heck did you steal?
I didn't steal anything, I don't think. On top of my head. Fucking sand. Hang on, let me think. What did we take from the temple? I don't remember taking anything.
As they're having this conversation, I just turned to Ava. Ava, mind if I have a look at you?
Didn't you take that ring that's talking to people?
No.
That wasn't the ring that was in the temple. It was all the jewelry that you took from the mummy, and then the goblet and the necklace that I had. You have everything else, and I know you do because you took it back from Arvio, and it was standing right there.
That reminds me. Somebody ended up going through my bag during my trip.
Well, with that, let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break real quick.
With the dragon, like, by the way, speaking of shit that's stolen, somebody went through my bag. 5-minute break.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
Prepare your alibi. I can see through your bullshit. I'm a diviner.
Speaking of
Cancel
episodes,
one
most of mine got
divination
corrupted.
spell.
It sucks.
Oh, the last one got corrupted?
No, most of the ones that were on Twitch got corrupted, and I can't really get them up anymore.
No, that sucks.
Do you still have them on Twitch though?
For now, until they get deleted.
Well, now we know not to use Twitch.
Yeah, that's why I kind of moved to YouTube.
I wonder if you can record the Twitch one and then move it
Yeah,
there.
I'm gonna attempt to re-download the ones that I can tonight and see if I can upload them.
The Fury Fire came in clutch. I knew everybody was getting screwed, so I was like, RVO, please don't go out there.
I mean, I was gonna reckless all night,
RVO
but
was
yeah.
waiting for it to be a reasonable time for the wizard, to come out and be like, I can stab people. I've been dodging people I've been dodging people for 2 weeks. No!
In all honesty, I should have moved it 1 square back. I miscount my measurements, so where I was putting it, and I still would have gotten everybody besides me, but at least they didn't come after me.
It's fine. I mean,
I saved, so it's all good.
Yeah, I had a feeling you would save. No, Grim, I thought you were gonna fail, but I couldn't see you because I didn't know where the door was open, and I was looking in that corner, so I just figured Philip's probably the most one that's not deck, doesn't have a high dex, so I chose him for my reaction instead.
I have a higher dex than him, I think.
Do you?
I
Probably.
go 14.
Nope,
Not
we're exactly
expected.
the same.
Yeah,
there you
so
go.
was not expecting the rogue to fail though.
I mean, if I would have raged,
It's the
it wouldn't
disadvantage.
have mattered.
Hmm.
I have a +7.
I got danger sense.
Oh, so that would have been just a straight roll for you then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still got 20 and higher anyway.
Yeah.
Because I was 10 feet inside Philip. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
What did you roll, Philip, for your dexterity check?
It was 15 but plus 2, so it was 17.
And I gave you a +4 as well, so
Yeah,
yeah, you're good. Arvio thinks he's the smartest person in this group. Little does he know, Zomorn has a +4 to intelligence too.
I have a +5 to intelligence. What are you
Well,
talking about?
I'll definitely end once I hit level 8.
I am the smartest. I think I'm the smartest person here, not just because of my inflated sense of purpose, but also because I am legitimately the smartest person here. So even if you're just the smartest, Fabio is still going to have a very big ego about it.
Are you proficient with Arcana?
Me? No.
Oh, that's why. I was like, how are you only getting a 4 bonus from that, or a 5?
Yeah, I'll
If
tell
you
you
were
exactly.
proficient.
I will tell you exactly why. It is because Arvio grew up on the streets. Arvio didn't actually go to school, therefore he's not technically proficient with that. He's proficient in other things that would help him on the street, like investigation, deception, insight, and sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I chose the ones that made more sense to the more lore background for mine, which would have been Arcana, History, Investigation.
For your mecha gnome, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I might choose skilled next, and I'll just be dumping that into intelligence skills.
Yeah, I think Persuasion came through something. I don't know if it was the race chosen one or the background, but I'm not. Yeah, I think it was probably the background. Oh no, it wasn't. I think it's from the race.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I believe that is our 5 minutes. Is everybody here?
Yep.
We
Should
should
be.
be.
Yep.
Alright. So, you guys had your fights. We're talking about who stole what. Do you wish to continue?
Well, I mean, nobody stole anything, but somebody went through my bag. Did anybody else have their bag gone through?
It'd be kind of hard to go through mine.
Why, do you have anything to hide, Arvio?
Oh, I have plenty of shit to hide, but not in the bag.
Someone's going through our bags.
Yeah, somebody went through mine. Didn't take anything, but shuffled all through it.
Question. I think I already know the answer, but the bag of holding is just like an open void portal that when you open up the bag, you just think of an object that you have and
Yes.
it comes to... Okay. Yeah, so it'd be pretty hard to find stuff from mine.
It leads kind of to like a room that people can, if they wanted to go into the bag, they could look around the room. But you can pull stuff out of it by thinking about it and just reaching into it.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that
Is
conversation,
anybody? I would do an insight check, but I might keep it to myself to see if anybody is acting sus.
go ahead, give me insight check.
20.
Zilmore's just keeping an eye on you.
Okay.
You kind of look around as you're saying this and having this conversation, and you kind of catch Ava's eyes kind of oddly dart away from yours as you look at her.
Internally, fucking knew it. Well, I suppose it was nobody. Oh well. Guess I was just overactive imagination.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm definitely sure. I don't know if you were... But he kind of gives you the look of, I know something you don't know, maybe? I don't know what your passive insight is, so maybe you don't pick up on that.
I'm pretty intelligent, but...
But are you wise?
13.
Well, that's decent. I'm gonna say you pick up, like, okay, he's not telling you everything.
And I've been with you, so I know you don't tell me everything, so...
Yeah, so...
Okay, hold your secrets.
All right. So is that the end of your conversation then?
For now.
Okay. Well, you guys are kind of standing here after whatever just happened. A little bit of time passes and the storm is still raging. You still hear it just beating against the side, the sand slamming against the wood, the very occasional boom. So you guys are 4 hours into this. So this goes on for another 12 hours. You guys are kind of just holed up inside of this cabin. Or if any of you want to use the trapdoor to go down below, you can. But this seems to just rage on and on and on. You guys are not sure. At this point, it is definitely dark. You're not sure if it will end or not. Anything that happens over the next 12 hours as you guys are all locked up together in this room?
Well, we should get some sleep. I'll take first watch.
Agreed.
I'll take second.
I just roll over in my bunk and put the...
I'll go ahead and take third.
I'll take fourth. I can't... Wait a minute. And I get back up. What are we watching? Are you just looking out the window?
I will take the fourth watch with Arvio.
How very nice of you.
Well, since we're just sitting here waiting out the storm anyway.
Alright, so you guys decide to use this time to go to sleep. You got these 4 bunk beds here, so obviously enough room for you guys to find somewhere to sleep. First person taking watch, roll me a perception. Alright. Your watch seems to go by uneventful. There is a lantern here if you have that lit, otherwise you are in darkness. You can just hear you can just hear, especially sitting there, the rattling of the windows. You can latch them from the inside, so it's not like they're being thrown open. The door that I am assuming you and Philip worked very hard to close and latch shut.
Oh, yeah.
Other than just the noise of the storm that just seems to be driving you insane as it drones on. or maybe not. Maybe it's good white noise for you. Who knows? You realize your time is over, and it's somebody else's turn to take watch.
Oh, I'm taking the second one.
Yep, and I'll go over and wake up Philip, saying it's his turn.
Yep.
All right, Philip, you give me your perception roll. What do you do that you have a low roll below 10?
I'm probably just trying to make a sense of the dreams I've been having and kind of thinking about what will happen once we accomplish our potential goal of helping Arvio.
Alrighty. Other than the wind, the booming, the slamming of the sand, nothing seems to catch your attention that makes you think something's off. And you, as you're sitting there deep in thought, all of a sudden kind of jerk to a realization that it's probably somebody else's turn to take watch.
Yeah, I'll wake up soon more.
All right. I'll go over here.
Right, so you give me your perception check, Zomar.
Oh, yeah. It's just a 20.
20? So you're kind of just hanging out, finding something to do. At one point in time, there's like a loud slam at the door.
Be right back.
You probably see a couple of the people kind of like look up very sleepily and look around, but you think it might have just been a sudden gust of the wind or something. Like nothing seems to slam on it again or try to come through. But past that, your watch goes by uneventful, and it is now your turn to get somebody else and relieve yourself.
All right. I will wake up RVO and I guess Ava. Yeah.
Okay. Arvio and Ava.
Snuggle up to the big man here.
Well, they are bunk beds, so you
I
can
know.
You just get real close to Phil. It's like you put him in bed like, yo, man,
Come on,
can I be your pillow?
come on,
I'm
something.
not
Let me dream.
I can feel your breath on my neck.
God, okay, fourth watch. Is it fourth watch yet?
Yeah, go ahead and give me perception. Ava
Yeah,
and
Ava
Arvio.
and RVO.
As Zilmorn wakes the two of you up and it's like, your turn.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to whisper that one.
Oh,
But you see it.
Yep.
great.
So you two are on watch together. Is there any interaction that happens between the two of you?
Yes. So as everyone else goes to sleep, I'll actually kind of whisper over to Arvios and I didn't mean to alarm you. I have trouble trusting those who are nice to me, and I didn't need to make sure that you are who you say you are, not some bad evil person in the surface of your sild.
Well, I'm not in the surface of your soul. I wouldn't say I'm a good person. But, tit for tat. I pretty much figured it was you from the get-go, honestly. But, you could probably do better with your lying face. With your poker face, as it were.
I tend to try to be truthful with people as best as I can.
To be honest, I feel like I've already told you this. I used to make my money as a con man. But ever since I've teamed up with this lot, I have unbeknown. I'll get back to you on that. Chat. They've kind of spurred me to be on better behavior. Still a confidence man, but in a good way. And I guess a family man now. I remember coming out here. It was just to get the money. But now It's just that one crossing the desert, and when I left my son last time, I'll be honest, he couldn't even speak, couldn't even walk. I wonder how far he's gotten by now.
Probably quite far.
I wonder. I'm very worried. I will admit, Ava, if I can vent a thing, I hope Umama told him about me. I hope he knows I'm on my way. We didn't necessarily leave. We left on better terms than I left the first time, but everything's so complicated now. With hell, with this. And now you and I are talking a complete change of plans by throwing a bone into Yursilt's forces as opposed to just screwing off to another land entirely. That's... Oof. That is a lot.
Your silt needs to be stopped.
True. It just wasn't the plan to begin with. I'm not saying I can't do it now that I won't, but...
No one plans to be the hero, but it depends on...
Ooh, don't call her that.
But it is your actions that determine who you are.
I don't think I've done anything particularly heroic yet. I haven't earned that. And even if I did, I have a lot to make up for.
You sound like you've done many great things so far.
For the team, maybe. I've also screwed several people out of their life savings before. So, tieflings do as tieflings do. I don't know.
You're a good man.
Sure. Maybe I'll believe that in time, but in the future, could you not go through my things? If it were anybody else, they probably wouldn't take it quite so well.
Well, I didn't think you'd notice. I apologize. I didn't take anything.
Fireman, Ava. Of course I would notice.
I didn't take anything.
I know. Which is how I knew it was you.
So as you two kind of have your conversation and go throughout the night with your perceptions, nothing alarms you. Definitely a lot of racket that goes on. Being that a long rest is 8 hours, when you guys wake up and you're all up together, the storm is still raging.
You work out a lot.
But it does
Let
not
me see your
continue on
biceps.
for that much longer until suddenly
Hell yeah.
you guys can hear
Damn.
the
You wanna
roaring
see
and
my
the
biceps?
booms and drifting away, and the ship seems to kind of not
Son.
be rocking around too much, nor the sand that's slamming into the side of it anymore.
You trying to
You poke
you
your
trying
heads
to
out
get
to
big?
look,
Hold
and
up.
you can see
Let's go, baby boo.
as
Let's see it.
this
Damn,
obviously
bro.
massive
You're shredded, bro.
sandstorm that's just rolling
You're
across
so
the
big.
desert just
I would go over
continues
there, bro,
onwards
and I would beat
in
your
the direction
ass.
it was heading. Brought you back almost to night again, so probably going back onto
Bro,
turn.
let's see it. Damn, bro. You're shredded, bro. You're
I think
so
before
big.
we get ready to
I would
go
go
I'm
over
gonna
there,
make
bro,
sure that
and
the
I would beat
ship
your
itself
ass.
isn't fully encased. Sand sticking us to the ground. Kind of free us in a sense. If that's not the case, then I'll just go ahead and start sailing.
Go ahead and give me, I guess, any range if you want to. But just kind of perception checks.
fucking
so you can kind
amazing.
of walk out and look around and stuff. All right. So Zilmorn, you do not. There's sand everywhere. Obviously,
Oh,
you're
I know
everywhere.
that. Yeah.
Even as you kind of look down, because there's the grate over the cargo area, you can see that there's a lot of sand down in the cargo area. Didn't get covered, so that was kind of just left out why everything happened. But you are not buried in it. As you look around, it is going on tonight, so you are starting to see the stars and stuff. But the surroundings that you are now looking at look completely different than when you guys stocked the ship. You
Okay.
do not see any damage done to the ship either.
I will go ahead and kind of ask Arvio, since he knows stars in a sense, and ask him like, I know the direction from the compass, of course, but if he knows how far off we're kind of pointing from, kind of give a general bearing of like, did we move back north, south, east, west?
Wait, we moved?
Yeah.
Oh, that's no good.
I
Okay,
have
I'm gonna
no
check
idea
the
where we're at.
stars. I'm just gonna check the stars, and you can kind of see him do like a 180 as he's like a 360 as he's looking at the night sky. I'll make a roll, but I'm gonna roll pointing first because I want to get this right. All right, I roll a in total
Your
21.
survival.
Yeah, in total 21 because I used a 17.
Yep. So as you look around, you kind of getting your bearing off the stars. You seem to be in the same area. You might. You think you probably might have moved maybe a couple dozen yards, but you seem to be in the same area you are.
So
Okay.
it's not like a dramatic move then. That's what
Yeah.
I wasn't. Okay.
I'll look to Zolman and be just like, oh, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. We probably moved like, I don't know, maybe a couple of yards. Being generous, like a quarter of a mile. Yeah, we're definitely fine.
Alrighty.
But how is it made?
Zilmorn, being a mapper that you are, the reason you know that stuff's not marked down in the desert unless it's massive is because the sands, the dunes are always changing. It is nothing ever stays the same for like months. It's always changing.
Yeah, I figured kind of as much, but also because I'm on the ground and I don't know exactly my location, it's worrying for him because being up in the air, you kind of almost pinpoint where he's somewhat located at. So this is a bit of a new experience for him. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and ask for help to raise up the sails and get ready to move.
I'll help him.
I don't know what I'm doing, so I cheer them on from the side.
Yeah, and if Philip or Grim or anybody that's willing to help, I would say we probably should get some sand out of the cargo bay there.
Yeah,
Because that is
we'd help
weight that's
doing
going
it.
to be holding us down.
Okay.
Definitely be helping getting buckets of sand out of there.
I grab my pom-poms and I cheer them on because my strength score is 7.
You can still help. We can still dig.
Okay, I'll grab a shovel.
Alrighty, so as you raise the sails, get them unfurled as they catch the wind, the constant blowing wind in the desert, you guys once more start sliding across the desert. You definitely jump up Zilmore and start like pulling the ropes to get it so it's steering in the right direction, following your compass. The rest of you kind of start trying to, before you sleep for the night, digging out the sand. You guys will travel for another 14 days. During those 14 days, is there anything you guys wish to do?
I get Grim's advice on how I can hit better due to the flame blade incident.
By actually hitting it.
Okay, I think we need to work on that now because we've been focusing on the half of the fundamentals, which is don't get hit. I think I now need to focus on hit.
Well, I'll just be holding up my shield while you hit me then.
Okay.
Or try to hit me. And I shield bash him in the face.
And I die immediately. I fucking die. I am rolling a new character right now. Let me get these D20s out. Let's start. That was a 20. I got my 20 anyway. No. But I fucking probably break my nose. Ow. Okay. I'm gonna...
Oh, I thought you were ready, Arvio.
I was not ready. Do you want me to punch your shield, or should I take out a knife?
Take out, well, your sword, your knife, whatever. You can use mine.
Okay. Flame blade it is, and I whoosh up the scimitar. Here we go. And that's going to last for as long as that lasts.
All right. Ava, what do you do over these 14 days?
Ava is going to tie her rope back together that got cut, and just again keep watch on the horizon. She's gonna chat up. She's gonna be pretty chatty with Arvio most of the time, wanting to regale in his stories.
You've probably heard most of them by now, but he probably moves on to some of the funnier ones from pre-adventure, where it was more of him screwing over people, but particularly funny ones, funny versions of this story.
And she's gonna be trying to figure out if she knows any of these people, since they both are from Torrid.
And probably
give me a percentile dice roll.
Who?
Ava.
Cool.
I keep wanting to call you Billy.
It says rolling the dice. There
Wow.
we go.
Whoa!
What?
One of them
What?
seems to ring a bell to you. Like as he's describing this person, you're like, I think I knew somebody like that.
Rolled 100%. You gotta be kidding me.
I've seen that once before, and I rolled it for something pointless like this. So I was basically giving a reading to this one dude called Rashid. He was some sort of warrior dude, nomad, came in from the desert, had no idea how to even start grasping city life. And I was like, here, I will grant you your fortune, and for this you will need to give me for such a regal occasion as everybody in the city only gets one. I need your most valuable item. And he may or may not have given me an heirloom. That was a lot of money. I feel bad about it now, but then again, I did get to eat for a month. So... And I did give him an accurate fortune at the very least.
Ah, that must be the guy, that we found destitute a month later.
Oh, wow! It's good to know that my work reaches so far in life! Wow, I didn't want to know the end of that story at all. Wow, I actually feel like shit. But the chicken wings were really good. Well, he learned the hard way. Anyway.
I think as Ava was trying to mend the rope and situate him where she can harness herself back to the mask if need be, I go over there and say, why don't you just use one of the 6 or 8 harnesses that we have and use that instead?
No, this was my personal rope that for climbing and whatnot. I'm not trying to blast myself to the mast with or anything again.
Oh, I know, but
I just want to fix my rope.
Oh, gotcha. Just misunderstood what you were doing. But yeah, we do have harnesses for that occasion.
Alright. Grim, Philip, and Zilmorn, I take it you guys are just shifting out, driving the ship?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be assisting Zilmore, maybe help Arvio train a little bit if possible, and in my downtime during nights I'll probably try and pray and see if I can hear anything, any voices or messages. Probably will be...
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
Oh, I'm just gonna turn to you and be like, I'm not training Arvio, but if you want me to, I can. He's doing dexterity.
Oh,
training,
no,
right?
I know.
I can shoot some crossbows at him or crossbow bolts and see if that works. I got unlimited ammo, so I'm good.
What?
I mean, I meant Grim, to be honest. I hope Grim join our
Yeah, wrong guy.
Javier just gets him in front of a firing squad. Grim is like, this Jack Cheney.
As he's trying to dodge a shield, he just gets a crossbow bolt that whizzes by his head.
You just hear this menacing little laugh come from me.
Yeah, and I'm doing it up on the captain's deck too, shooting at him as I'm driving.
Yeah, by the end of the trip, he'll be invincible.
It's Philip. You're praying. Every time you pray, your grandfather seems to talk to you, kind of trying to just give you wisdom and stuff like that.
Okay.
The nights that you don't pray just seem to. The dreams when they first started out were very strong, but at this point they're spread out throughout your time. They're not every night anymore. But you definitely kind of get an answer every time you pray.
I'm just kind of praying and looking out for any hints of whatever, like if there's something gonna happen in the near future or something I should be looking into, like any practical guidance I should be aware of, basically.
You just kind of your grandfather, as he talks to you, tells you that just focus on where you are and who you're with, and that will probably bring you to where you need to be. But outside of that, you guys travel 14 days. You eventually make out that you're somewhere around here, and as you kind of crest the dunes, you can definitely see these mountains kind of here and here. These ones you start to see even when you're down in the dips between the dunes as you're getting closer to them, and they're standing high up in the sky. You make your way toward, best you can, the mark that's on the map. And you come to this kind of ravine in the ground as the ground starts to shift away from sand into hard, barren, like Utah desert-like ground, and there's just this ravine that's running through it. You guys see ahead of you a bridge, and you can see what looks to be a wall standing across the bridge. Not a wall. You see some kind of figures forming a wall in front of the bridge. So you can't tell what or who they are from your distance, but something seems to be blocking the bridge. Your ship also seems way too big to fit over the bridge either.
Huh. Are we going to need to leave the ship? Oh, I hope not.
You
We're
can
getting
see
closer.
You can see in the distance past the bridge, it just seems to be kind of a couple billowing things of smoke into the sky. But what is coming from, the source of it's too far away that you can't see it.
Is the figures by the bridge like moving, or are they just stationary?
Do they seem to be like... Also, sorry, I'm so sorry for interrupting. Secondary question. The smoke that's coming up from behind the wall, does it seem to be like the city is on fire, or is this sort of like a normal smokestack sort of thing?
There is no wall. I misspoke. You see figures forming a flesh wall basically in front of this bridge.
Oh,
So if you want to traverse the bridge, you're going to have to get through them pretty much.
okay.
Looking past the bridge, it's just open land. You don't see buildings or anything, but you do see out of your sight, smoke is coming from something, but you can't tell what it's coming from. And there's just like a couple plumes of smoke.
Do I recognize this group of people?
Well, anybody who's wanting to look at the people can give me a perception check, and you guys are now down here at the wedge of the mountain.
I will do that thing. 21.
What in the world is with my perception rolls today?
Did we actually stop the ship, or are we still going?
I'm assuming we're going to be stopping it, yeah. But I just wanted to make sure that these people were like a living type people, not statues.
I don't see anything.
This distance, it is you can tell Arvio. The rest of you just see these silhouettes of people standing there forming this wall in front of the bridge. You can see that on the other side of the bridge there also seems to be a couple figures standing there as well. Arvio, you're looking really hard at them. It's from the distance you're at, it's really hard to make out anything. They seem to be about human height, and they vary slightly between them, and their sizes vary as well. But they just seem to be standing still.
So I can't tell if they're bandits or actual guards.
Nope. But you can tell there's more on the other side as well, and then there's those forming the human wall.
We'll get closer and then stop the boat.
All right, how close you talking? You know from the time you stopped the ship, actually you stopped it twice now, it comes to a stop very quickly.
Yeah. I would say about 100 yards or so. 100 feet.
Okay. You guys get pretty close up onto them. The rest of you, Ava and Zilmorn, you can see the ones standing on the other side now as well. Still hard for you to make them out. Being this close, Arvio, as you kind of look at them, the garb they are wearing looks a lot like guard garb from Torrid.
That's a really loud train. I basically sorry. That was meant to be in my head. I cast a sending spell, and I basically just say to Umaima, "We're here."
You do silence.
And I will say a word in Undercommon, and my armor now now I stand there. You guys can witness the change of my armor changing into shiny plate mail. With the with an insignia of the I believe the Torrid Guard has a certain insignia that would be on their armor.
They indeed do. So do you have that on it?
Yep.
I'm going to turn to Ava and be like, "Okay, what's the approach here?"
Well, we've come from Torrid. We've come to inspect their work.
Would not do that.
I would try not to do that, actually.
I would just say we're travelers. We're looking for some people, and that's it.
Well, then I'll speak the word again, and the insignia will disappear off of my armor, but I will still appear that I'm wearing plate mail.
Okay, I'm going to get off the boat. Grim, could you join me? And Philip, if you would.
Yes.
Sure.
Big muscle fellas. Would you kindly join me with this line of guards?
Shit, I'll go. And why the hell not?
All right. And smaller muscle fellas.
I'm 3 feet, thank you, and I'm in full plate.
I'm going to just misty step off them. Just poof and wait for everybody else.
Okay. You guys all climb down.
Yep.
Not me.
Yep. You make your way towards them, or?
Yeah, Arvio's going to start making his way towards them.
Okay. You get closer and closer. Eventually, there is a stench that fills your nose, and about like 60 feet away or so, you can tell that these are undead creatures standing here.
Oh, I just kind of give them a look and be like, and I turn back. Don't bother. Run them over.
I don't think so. Does anybody know how far from the town from this bridge is?
Well, I mean, I imagine that's the smokestacks back there.
Well, Arvio, you can cast fly on yourself, can't you?
I can.
Why don't you fly up and give us a rough estimate of how far the town is?
Can do. Cast fly, the devil wings come out, and I just straight up.
All right, you get up high enough that over the terrain you can see probably a good half a mile to a mile, somewhere in that range. You can see buildings sitting there. Just There's it's a large settlement, but it's not like a walled town. It's very small compared to Torrid, and there are the plumes of smoke coming from it.
Can I figure out if it's smokestacks or the town is burning yet? Because now I see undead. Your Sild has undead creatures here.
From this distance, I mean, the smoke is very big. It's not coming from somebody's chimney, but past that, you can't really see anything from this distance.
Arvio's going to pause at that. Going to cast Sending to Zilmorn. They attacked the town. We need to move now.
Who?
That's all you get. That's all you could. That's Sending. That's all you get. And what I get back from you is who? I talked to Zilmorn, if that's what the question is.
No, I straight up asked who attacked the town. I didn't. That's what I was referring to.
I'm not wasting another 5th level spot on that.
I don't think you ever told Zilmorn that they were getting chased by bandits.
He would have told you.
I think
As
you
far
guys
as-
talked about it a couple
Oh,
times.
we did?
Yeah, we totally did.
Yeah, I would still say who. The Undead King or the bandits?
Arvio just kind of drops down next to you. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
When you
So
we
do we
wanna-
shoot our way? Do we shoot our way in, guys? As Ava walks up behind Joel.
I'm just gonna start walking towards the bridge and trying to cross it.
I will do
Okay.
that too. Doesn't matter. They're undead. They've already died once.
Yeah. If they stop me, they stop me. But as far as I know, I'm gonna just walk across the bridge and start making my way to the town.
Okay. They do not get out of your way.
It's fine. I just avoid them.
You guys did have a long rest too, so if you guys want to edit your health and stuff.
Oh, I probably should say, is this fine? Us walking? Because we can't get across this without it. With our boat, unless if we go around. I wonder if that's the case.
Yeah,
Arvia, did you see anything in the air
I
allowing us to pass with their boat?
No, I didn't. It's this way or nothing.
Yeah, this ravine, this water, this is like the closest point that it gets, and this bridge is about 15 feet across. It's made out of wood. You definitely could not get your boat across it. You would
I
just destroy it and fall in. But
Yeah.
the ravine just stretches for a long way as far as you could see.
Okay, so yeah, okay. Alrighty. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start walking and tell everybody if
Okay.
you're willing to follow, just follow.
Well, you guys get up to here, and again, they do not move or anything at all.
Is this bridge made of wood? Or is it
Yeah.
actually made
Yep.
of like... Damn it. Okay. Can I... Arvio? Arvio's going to be rash because he's not here to waste time. He's just going to kind of walk up and immediately cast the fucking ice storm on these two.
I
Righty.
here.
like to use a reaction to yell at him not to.
Do you stop?
Well...
I think it's come on, girl, persuasion.
roll a persuasion!
I mean, there is a lot of them.
That's an
I
18.
don't see anything here.
Are you persuaded with
Hello?
18?
Oh,
I heard you.
hang on. What do I need? I need to roll something to counter this. I guess it's
You
a
see
wisdom
now?
save.
Oh,
No, something's wrong with my. I'm lost partial connection with the internet.
Okay.
So-
Persuasion, unless you want the dice to decide it, it's basically whether or not you think that would stop you.
Okay. Let me think. Arvio, this entire adventure has basically been Sun Umaima. This is why I'm doing this. And now the town that is being attacked is functionally being guarded by some of your soul's minions. As smart of a person as Arvio is, I'm sorry, I don't think he's going to listen to you.
That's fair.
Very well.
Yeah. Yep. I'm sorry.
So I will say that you get that off first. That will be the kickoff to the fight that ensues. So go ahead. Yep, go ahead. And then everybody else, as these things are attacked and launch into action, go ahead and roll initiative.
So yeah, I think I hit all of them.
Uh,
Actually, I hit all of those guys.
And
What's the
with that, let's see if we can get you going. Are you able to see anything now, Ava?
No, it would mean me having been gone for about 10 minutes while I have to reset my router. Something's wrong with my router that it's partially cutting off a bunch of the stuff off the internet right now.
Okay.
I'm surprised that Discord and part of Roll20 is still working.
All right. So DC 16.
So for me, this fight's theater of mind. So keep that in mind, please.
Yep.
All right.
So that will hit them. How big is it?
It's actually 20 feet from its center point.
And where do you put it?
Right here. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So that is a total of 33 damage.
Let me do the math. Yes?
Yeah, 33.
Yes.
All right. So all of a sudden, this hellstorm just slams down into the ground and just obliterates every single one of these. You see chunks of dirt go flying. Definitely hear the wood groaning and cracking, and see some of it splinter off and fall below. But it's still there. And with that, Ava, it will be your turn.
So is there any of them still standing?
There's the skeletons on the other side, and they are 85 feet from you.
85 feet, and my weapon... I don't remember how far my weapons are. I'm just doing this for weapons distance, 30 and 120. Okay. You said they're 85 feet from me?
Right.
I am going to go 30 feet forward. I want to I want to go ahead and try to do the insightful fighting on one of them.
All right.
Oh, no, that's not even going to work anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and dash so I can get within 30 feet of them. Another 25 should be sufficient, right?
Well,
and I'm going to go ahead and shoot.
You're going through heavy terrain, by the way.
Yep.
I don't get this. I don't get the sneak, so I do 9.
Okay, so with taking into account the heavy terrain, you would still be 40 feet away from him.
It's just a disadvantage roll if you want to do your crossbow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the disadvantage. If it'll roll. So
21.
I do 9 damage.
All right. So one of your arrows flies, slams into one. It is still standing, but just barely.
That's my turn.
All right, Zilmorn. What are you doing as you see these things all of a sudden pull out bows and start to grab arrows from their quiver?
I just look at Arvio and go, this could have been avoided. And just launch a fireball right here. Zilmorn's a little mad, by the way, at you.
That's fine.
Natural 20.
That's absolutely fine.
Your fireball definitely hits. You're hitting this one down here or the one up top?
I was going to do that one there, yeah.
Okay.
So 20 damage.
That one definitely gets engulfed in flames and just falls to the ground, a pile of bones and armor.
And that's my turn.
Alright, they get no turn as they're all dead from the one spell. Philip, it is your turn.
Tactical genius.
Oh boy, okay, let's see. Can I do anything from this distance?
Calvic, I can't see anything typed in Discord, by the way.
Oh, I was going to say you can use Grimm's live stream.
Nope, I can't see it.
Oh, never mind.
Sorry, Philip. Go ahead.
Yeah, 580. I'll move about here. And
Alright.
I use I was guiding bolt on this guy. That should be about 100. Yeah, it should be 120 feet.
Yep, that will hit him, so go ahead and give me your damage. He failed.
15.
15. Alright, as that one is slammed, dealing... I guess it doesn't do extra damage to undead, but it definitely slams into it, and it just kind of, the bones turn to dust and the armor just falls.
That will be it.
Alright, Arvio, it is your turn.
Oh, I don't think he's really paying attention to Zilmorn right now. Just walking forward. Shit. Actually, here's the question. Are they in range? They are. I'm going to send a fireball at this one. Well, a firebolt, I should say. More accurate. As he's just walking forward.
12 will miss.
That's fine.
And I see that, Ava. I will keep that in mind for next time. Is that your turn?
Yeah, I need to roll my points again because so many days are passing. I don't remember to roll them. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's my turn.
Alright, Grim, it is your turn.
I will move here. As I pass by Arvio, I pat him on the back. It's like, well, I was worried. I'm not worried much anymore. Then I'll use my dash action.
What is that?
Actually, I'd be right here since it's heavy terrain. And then I'll be right here.
You're not even on the map for me. There you are.
And I will use my echo and place him right there.
Ready? Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Alright, being the loyal undead servants to the end they are, and being the stupid creatures they are, one is going to fire at the closest one, which is going to be your echo. That is going to... Actually, does it hit? Yeah, that will actually hit you. That will deal to your echo 3 points of piercing damage. And since it is gone, the other one is going to shoot at you, and it is going to miss you completely, and that is their turn. They just stand there. Alright, gotcha.
Oh, wait. I realized I still have fly up. I could over 60 feet because I'm an idiot. Oh, well.
Ava, it is now your turn. You are standing on the bridge.
I would move. I would try to get within 30 feet of one of these if I can. with my regular movement?
Yep, you can. You can get
Okay.
right close to both.
And then I am going to incite. Nobody's standing next to one of these, right?
Nope.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to. I need one of them to make a deception save against whatever they're against a 14.
Well, roll the 3 and its bonus is -3, so I definitely fell.
So I'm going to take a shot.
That will hit.
And I think that obliterates him.
It does indeed obliterate him.
And I will like look back at Arvio and blow across the top of my crossbow, like people do with the smoking gun, and give him a wink and say, outdo that.
He's going to, as a free action, he goes.
And then that's my turn.
All right, then Silmorn, it is your turn.
Firebolt the last guy.
All right. And yes,
19.
there is one standing, just for your information, Ava. 19 hits.
17.
17, you watch as this one just turned into a flaming pile of bones. And that is the encounter over.
Fantastic. Let's make our way.
I'll kind of try grabbing Arvio and say, look, it's good that we got it off, but if that didn't work, you're the type of person that tends to get into the danger the quickest. I suggest you be careful in the future. You're putting everybody else's lives in this situation, not just your own. So be wary of that. And just kind of continue on my way.
Arvio is not going to say anything to that, but he is going to look like he takes that into consideration. I'll give you that much for free.
I mean, I don't really care. It's just
Cool.
Zilmorn's a little mad about
we
having to fight. It
No,
could have probably been avoided.
I'm just telling you that's the emote. Because I don't really know how to describe emotions very well, so that's just sort of...
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, you understand.
You just see general incitement on Grimm's face for like the first time ever.
General excitement?
Yeah, happiness that what you just did.
Right.
So is your happiness from the fact that I wiped them all out in one hit, or the fact that I...
That you actually hit, yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
As you guys crossing out, I'll just stay behind and just shout out. I'll catch up with you guys.
Where are you going?
Oh, nowhere. I'll just need to do something quickly,
What is it?
and I'll just sit down and.
Right, Steed.
Okay.
I'll kind of wait with him. I'll wait with him.
Okay, well, 10 minutes is... Yeah, 10 minutes is a while of walking. So
Yeah,
you guys
that's-
wait with him, or you just go walking?
I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna catch up with you.
I'm going to fly because I haven't gotten a hit, and I'm still concentrating on that. So 60 feet of movement.
I'm going after with Arvio.
The same.
I'll just,
Alright.
I'll
Also,
just
can
tell
I
everybody
just-
I'll stay with him.
Can I just say, out of character? I'm starting to realize Arvio was the one character in this group that everybody talks to. So if he dies, the fucking group dynamic dies with him. And I'm
Alright.
scared now.
A little.
Are you going to be sprinting or dashing, Ava? Because he is flying 60 feet.
Yes, I will be dashing to keep up with him.
Yeah. Same.
Okay, so you two kind of hang back, Zilmorn and Philip. Ava, Grim, and Arvio, you guys continue forward. As you pass over these, to begin with, before all this splitting of the party happens, you do notice that these, probably pretty obvious, but you can see up close, they are wearing armor that marks them as Yrsild's undead creatures. But with that, you guys are making haste towards the town. Like I said, it's about half a mile. See, you guys are running, so you can probably get to the point where it's just cresting
Exhausting.
the horizon. Yeah, and you can see the village and the plumes of smoke coming up from it. 10 minutes later, you've summoned something. So what have you summoned, Philip?
I summoned a giant elk.
A giant elk, all right.
Yep.
I go, oh, you got room for two?
Sure I do.
All right.
and we're making haste.
I only got 25 feet of movement, so I'm good.
You pick them up on the back and you take off. It probably takes you about 5 minutes to catch up with them, and you two also see the village on the horizon. As you guys get close, you're all of a sudden seeing the buildings. Some of them are just piles and rubble. Others of them are missing like holes in the wall, or parts of the wall have fallen down, and there's just smoke coming up from several of these and joining into one giant column and rising in the air. And then a little ways away where the rest of the town is, there's another one coming up. As you guys run dashing towards it, you do not see anything as far as life goes. It just seems void and barren. You don't even see like undead standing around or anything. What do you do as you approach this town that seems to have been attacked?
RVO panics. Perception check. Anything that could possibly be remotely living at all. Like, he is kind of freaking out now.
I'll be calling out to Arvia, like, have you talked to her lately?
I sent her a sending and she didn't answer.
I'm going to start making, like, I guess an investigation to see if I can find any tracks leading a certain direction, or if there was like a struggle or anything like that.
Okay, go ahead. You're looking around as you guys start to make your way in. It is now very cloudy and difficult to breathe and stuff. Zilmorn, you can see footsteps all over the place. Trying to track one particular set is going to be very challenging.
I was looking for more of like how many feet or footprints leading out of the village, like anybody running away from it or anything like that.
There are so many footprints around here that they have just kind of turned into a big jumble mess of things.
Okay.
You take it that a large... Oh, finally lost them. You take it that a large number of people have moved into this town. That's the best you can make out of the footsteps you see. And then it's just a jumbled mess.
This is not good.
Shit.
As you guys are in the town, now difficult to breathe, you still up high, Arvio? Because if so, you're going to be in the smoke.
I would have come down and stopped fly. I'm just like kind of just looking around, like freaking out a little bit.
Right. Well, you
trying
guys
to keep it together.
You guys are moving through. You see bodies laying on the ground and blood pools kind of under them. And you see some places where there's pools of blood and marks on the ground where it looks like somebody died and was dragged away. The ones that seem to be there are undead, the ones that were left behind. But as you make your way through the town, several of these buildings destroyed, on fire, and ruined to some degree or another, you eventually come into what would be like a town square, and you see a couple people kind of sitting up against something, and you see a very familiar sight of a man wearing desert garb that you met a long time ago, and a giant shiny figure that seems to be a person made out of full metal, kind of standing and tending to these people. And since we lost Ava, we will go ahead and pick up here next session.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So many emotions. I don't care about Lex right now. I have
I was
priorities.
Totally wait for that.
Yeah, basically, I'm like,
not. I'm now having to make this decision as a character. It's like, does Arvio care about Lex and shithead more than he cares about his own? No, not even a little. Okay, I know what he's gonna do next session. Moving on.
Summon Steed was awesome, by the way, Philip. I was like, what is he doing sitting down in the dirt? I'm going to sit with him because it's not a good idea to split the party. Like, oh, that's awesome.